Good evening. Welcome to episode number 3 of Ask a Digital Mentor. Here with myself, Norbert Horowitz, one of the co-founders at digitalmentors.com. And I want to welcome you to today's episode, to today's live stream. It's awesome to have you join us here. And we will be taking questions. We're going to focus a little bit on the topic of AI, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. Talk a little bit about using AI in your business, using it for your marketing tasks, specifically with copy. I think this is one of the areas where you can really leverage AI and it can really help us as digital marketers and digital mentors. And so if you do have any AI questions that come up, we'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Please feel free to comment. And hopefully you are catching us on live stream on Facebook, on LinkedIn as well, and on YouTube. So feel free to engage, say hello when you join us, and give us a comment and ask any questions that you want to around artificial intelligence. Also, if you've got some recommendations about different tools or some questions about different tools, I know there's a ton of different AI tools out there. Feel free to post your recommendations or tools. I'll give you my input on some of them that I've used. I haven't used that many. Honestly, I've kept it pretty simple for myself. And really quickly, before we get into the initial training and then potentially answering some questions, I will let you guys know about our Digital Mentors Revolution workshop. The next one is coming up on April 13th is our next workshop. So put that in your calendar. If you have not attended one of our Digital Mentors Revolution workshops, make sure that you check that out. Head on it over to digitalmentors.com/workshop. Right now, we are still offering complimentary tickets to that workshop. And the focus of that workshop is helping you to come up with and craft your first or next offer. So your offer, what you're selling, your product or your service, is one of the most important things that you absolutely need to nail down in order to create results and create success with your digital education, digital mentors business, right? So you've got to create an irresistible offer. And there's a specific process that we lead you through so that you can create your irresistible offer for your clients. A really important step in the growth of your business. Whether you're just getting started or whether you're maybe struggling to create consistent revenue, consistent client acquisition, this is a workshop that's going to be very, very helpful for you. With that workshop, we do have an AI segment as well at the very end of that workshop. In the last one, I walked you through a process, and maybe I'll touch on a little bit of that here today. I walked you through a process where I actually built an entire sales page for a brand new mini course in exactly 40 minutes. 40 minutes it took me from scratch to writing and building a sales page ready to process orders. It took me 40 minutes. Some people struggle to create sales pages for weeks. With the power of AI, if you know what you're doing and you've got a process to follow, you can create a sales page in an hour ready to sell your course, your workshop, your challenge, whatever it is that you're selling. So we show you how to do that inside of the workshop as well. And then we have an added bonus, which we're actually going to be delivering on tomorrow, which is our AI training. So we've got a specific AI training that I'm going to be delivering tomorrow as part of the workshop. You could potentially still get access if you registered today. Maybe you would get access. I'm not sure if you'd be able to get access to the Thursday training, but we're delivering that training anyways as part of the workshop, where I'm going to be walking you through how to, from the offer, you're then able to create your lead magnet, your email promotional series, and your social media campaigns as well, all based on the offer that you create in the workshop. So really powerful process for you to implement in your business and really get all of your messaging aligned and congruent so that it's effective, so that you can create effective marketing campaigns. Okay, let's jump in and let's talk a little bit about AI, about artificial intelligence. So where I wanted to start off with here today, before I jump into more complex things or jump into answering questions, first of all, if you're watching, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, share, leave a little comment, say hello, let me know that you're watching, and hopefully I can see the comments here on StreamYard. We're streaming through StreamYard. So just give me a quick hello so I can see that you're watching. And if you've got any questions about AI, or if you've got recommended tools or resources, feel free to post them down. I'd love to have a look at them as well and kind of review them. And yeah, any questions that you've got, post them in the comments. What I'm going to share with you guys right now is I'm going to talk about the six elements of the perfect prompt. So how to make sure anybody out there use AI or use ChatGPT. I know everyone's getting a lot better at it. When ChatGPT first came out, a lot of people were really struggling to get it to give you good results, and that can still be a challenge if you're new to AI. If you just open it up, ChatGPT or whatever, and you start typing in prompts, and you get back like ridiculous stuff. Like, I'll tell you right now, it is not. It is quite easy at this point to still tell apart AI written copy and human written copy. At this point, I'm still pretty good at being able to spot AI written copy. It's still not as great as a professional copywriter, but I will tell you, it'll take a bad copywriter, and if you know how to use it, you know how to give it some proper prompts, and we've got specific frameworks for you to follow as well, you can get some pretty amazing copy written by AI, but you have to know how to use it. That's for sure. Oh my God, Joshua, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Josh. Steve, hello. Great to see you guys here on the live stream. All right, so let's jump in. I'm going to go over the six key elements of a perfect prompt. Now, what you want to remember here is you write these down. You don't need all six for every prompt, but these are the six elements that can create the perfect prompt and can create really good results for your output. Okay. So, and this really is more specific to ChatGPT and Bard, sort of the more traditional language learning models. I'm not talking about all the hundreds of different tools that have been created out there that might have different specifics of how to engineer the prompts for those. Okay. All right. So here's the six elements. I'm going to list them out first, and then I'll talk about each one. Okay. So number one is the task. And this is the most important one, is the task that you want it to accomplish. Okay. So number one is task. Number two is persona. That is the role that you want the AI to take on. Number three is context. Number three, context, the context. And the context is really, really important, because this allows you to focus in and limit the endless possibilities of what AI can give back to you. Okay, so it kind of gives, the context gives it the framework, the barriers, right? So that it doesn't go off and create, something completely out of whack. Okay, so context is really important. Task, persona, context. Examples, number four is examples. You don't need examples, but man, when you give AI a specific example of what you're looking for, or what I add to examples is a lesson, like you can teach it what you mean. And I'll show you in one of the examples with one of the prompts that we use. You can teach it what you mean, right? Or show it an example of what it is that you're looking for. An example, 9 times out of 10, if you include an example, it'll give you a much better output, much closer to what you're actually looking for and what you want. Okay, so use examples. The fifth is output, the format of the output. So how do I want it to output the information? Do I want it, do I want it in a table? Do I want it in bullet point form? Do I want it with a headline and a subheadline and a paragraph? Do I want it in 4 sentences? What is the output that I want it to deliver for me? Get specific with that. And then finally, the tone. Okay, finally, the tone. And the tone can be pretty easy. It's not always necessary as well. And usually you're using a descriptive word, an adjective, right, to describe the tone that you want it to use or the style that you want it to deliver in. Okay, so let's break these down, all 6 of these. I'll list them out one more time. Is it more, I'm just going to answer Goran's question there. Is it more usual and better to use the paid version of ChatGPT? Yeah, I use the paid version of ChatGPT. Honestly, for the $20 a month, if you're using it in any type of capacity at volume, it is well worth the $20 to get ChatGPT 4. You're able to give it links so we can review links like on websites. You're able to upload PDFs and documents so we can actually read documents. I did that with a transcript. I'll show you guys how I use that a little bit later. I had it read over the workshop that I deliver. I had it read over the entire transcript of the workshop. And then based on that, I was trying to fill out a podcast matching profile. And so it created a podcast matching profile on me and a bio on me based on the workshop that I deliver, right? The actual lessons that I teach and train on. It's really useful. And I was able to just upload that whole transcript to ChatGPT. Okay, let's go over these 6 elements of the perfect prompt. So we got task, persona, context, examples, the output format, and the tone. Okay, so the most important one, I'm gonna break these down a little bit. The most important one is the task. This is what the task that you're giving it to do. Your task is to write an email sequence to promote my new mini course. Okay, so that's going to be the task that you're giving it to do. Be specific. Obviously, you're using an action verb, right? Create, craft, write, design, outline, produce, publish, something like that. State the goal or the purpose of the task, right? What do you want it to accomplish? Okay, what do you want it to accomplish? Or what's the end goal, right? So create for me a workout regime to help me lose 10 pounds. That's the goal. That's the outcome that I want, right? So task. Obviously, every prompt needs to have a task. You can't have a prompt really without a task. You got to give it a task to do. The second is the persona. And I really love playing around with the persona. Who do you want? What is the role that you want the ChatGPT or that you want the AI to play? Who do you want it to be? So for instance, one that I use commonly is act as a Fortune 500 marketing expert. Okay, and I'll actually read out one of these here. Let me pull one of these up here. I'm going to read out some of these prompts that we use in some of our documents. What's a good one? Yeah, I'll share this with you guys. Client documents. Let's do this one here, the irresistible offer worksheet. I love this one. Oops. There we go. I'm going to share my screen for you guys here. Window. There we go. Okay, so you see here, I'm writing, act as a professional Fortune 500 digital marketing consultant with a specialty in creating powerful digital courses and coaching programs, copywriting, consumer behavior, human psychology, and NLP. So that's the persona that I want it to exemplify. I'm giving it a very specific persona, right? Who do you want the ChatGPT to be? Do you want it to be your travel agent? Do you want it to be your fitness expert? Do you want it to act as your naturopath, right? Who do you want your AI to be? So that's the persona. Let me know if you guys have any questions about these as I go through it. The second, I mentioned the task. So here's the task. Your task will be to help me improve our ideas for a digital course and craft the perfect offer and messaging that will resonate with our ideal client. Okay. Now, context. Context is key. Context is so important. So I already mentioned that context limits the endless possibilities, but context also communicates the depth of the project that you're working on, okay? And helps to paint the picture as to not only the role that AI is playing, but how you want it to fulfill that role, okay? So a couple of important elements is you're gonna wanna make sure to give some background, right? So especially if you're using this for your business, you wanna make sure that you give it some background about your business, right? So if you wanted to write copy for a sales page, perfect example, because I'll show you guys how we did that sales page in 40 minutes. If you wanted to write copy for a sales page, you need to give it some context. You need to give it some background. You need to share with it what success looks like. What does the end goal look like? And the details and circumstances around this context, okay? So let's use the sales page example. If I wanted to write copy for a sales page, what does it need to know to be able to write effective copy? Well, as a copywriter and marketer, I know that, well, first of all, it's got to know the details about my business, right? It should know what my business is and who I am, who I serve, and what I do. So if you've got a good website, you might want it to go ahead and read your website, review your main website, so that has a sense about what your business is, who you are, who you serve, and what you deliver. So that gives it some context. What is your business? What is the business? What industry are you in? What market are you in? Who are your competitors, right? If it can understand what your business is, it's going to do a much better job of writing the copy for the sales page. The second thing it needs to do as far as context is concerned, the AI needs to understand, what is the offer? What are we selling here, right? What are we selling here? So you need to give it details about the offer. And that's why when we work through this process, we actually have our clients go through what we use here is this irresistible offer worksheet. And the reason we have this worksheet is because we want to be clear about the important elements of the offer so that we can tell AI, here's some important elements about the offer that you should know about so that you can write some effective copy. Okay? So for instance, it should know what the offer outcome is. What is the outcome of the offer? So let's say we're selling a mini course, right? We got to tell ChatGPT what the outcome of the offer is. We got to tell ChatGPT what is the problem that we're solving with this offer, with this course. Okay? And what is the solution look like? So the problem I solve is, I'm going to show you an example of a puppy training course that I created for a sales page, right? So what is the outcome of the puppy training course? The outcome is that you will have a well-behaved puppy in 30 days. The problem solved is we solve the problem of you get home with a puppy and you don't know how to train it, and you have a puppy that doesn't behave well and becomes a terror in the household. That's the problem that we're solving. And what's the solution? What's our elegant solution? It's a 30-day concise course that teaches the client the basics so that they can have a well-behaved puppy in 30 days. Okay. Then maybe we create a bold promise, and we'll probably want to share the course outline. So what's actually going to be in the course? What are they going to learn inside of the course? Now that will give AI the context it needs to then be able to write the copy for the sales page. The next piece of context that it would need to have to be able to write an effective sales page is, who are we speaking to? So who are we trying to sell this course to? So the ideal client, right? So there's a simple description, an example of context that I would have to give AI in order to get a good output. If I wanted to write a sales page for a course, I need to tell it what my business is, what the offer is, what the course is, the details of the course, and who are we speaking to? Who is the ideal client that we're trying to connect to? Now that it has that context, now it's going to give us a much better output. Okay. So those three things I would typically say are the three most critical elements for creating a perfect prompt: the task, the persona, who you want it to be, and the context. Those three things I would pretty much say are a necessity for crafting a really good prompt and getting a really good response. And I'll show you an example. I might as well show you guys the sales page. So then the fourth one is examples. So sharing an example. So in this case, if I wanted to write out a whole sales page, I might not have a really good example to share it with it at this point, right? But if I do have a specific email that I wanted to write out, or a specific type of bullet point, or a specific like copywriting formula that I wanted to write, I can tell it like to create it, create this bullet point where you share, formatted in this way, get X benefit from Y feature so that you can have Z, the ultimate outcome. Okay. And I want you to deliver the bullet points in this way. Okay. So that would be me giving it an example of how I want it to create the outcome, or how I want it to craft up whatever I want it to craft up. Okay. So giving a specific example. Examples aren't necessary, but they definitely help to get a better output. And again, not really relevant with all outputs. I'm not going to give an example of a whole sales page. The fifth is the format of the output. So how do I want it delivered? How do I want it to deliver the outcome? So for instance, we have a document here that we use to craft lead magnets, lead generation offer. And so I'll share with you guys, let me share with you this, this screen here. Stop screen, present. Oh, you know what? Let's move it into this window. Sorry, guys, 1 second. There we go. Windows 05. There we go. Okay, so here's our lead magnet prompt. And now have a look at this lead magnet prompt, because this is a great example. And we get amazing output from this. Okay, so as a Fortune 500 marketing, now this is probably way more of a prompt than most of you need 90% of the time. Okay, this is very, very detailed, very intensive. You do not need a prompt like this every single time. This is a bit of overkill here. But the results that we get from this prompt are phenomenal, right? If you have an offer that you've crafted, which we show you how to do during the workshop, you can use this document and this prompt, and AI will give you 3 perfectly congruent lead magnet ideas. And then you can actually have it design that lead magnet for you as well. Okay. So check this out. Act as a Fortune 500 marketing strategist with expertise in digital marketing, consumer psychology, social media, and copywriting. Your job is to create 3 lead magnets for our business marketing strategy to help us find our ideal client on social media and through advertising channels. Look at the context that I'm giving it. Being very specific about how we're going to use this and where we're going to use this. Your key objective is to create a lead magnet concept and the accompanying social media and advertising campaigns with a very high conversion rate of visitors to leads. So I want this to be high converting, compelling. Now, in order to achieve this goal, I am now going to train the AI in specifically what I want, because I'm the marketing expert, not AI. So I'm going to teach it. So I'm going to say, look, in order to achieve this goal, you're going to need to come up with a perfect message to market match. So one of the keys to successful marketing campaigns is message to market match. And it's one of the biggest challenges that most digital entrepreneurs and marketers have, because unless you're a master marketer, it's very difficult to craft a perfect message to market match. So I'm going to have AI help me out in this respect here. Okay. And not only am I going to tell it that I want it to achieve this goal, I'm going to explain what I mean. What does success look like? A message to market match is the ability to craft a highly relevant and congruent marketing message aimed to create an emotional reaction and a specific action from a well-researched and clearly defined ideal client. Using the ideal client profile you created earlier, or I'll upload my ideal client profile in a PDF, right? So task number 1, review this PDF so you understand my ideal client. Once you've done that, let me know you've done that, give me a yes, and ask me for the next question. Okay. So I would probably prime it first and give it that information about my ideal client. So using the ideal client profile you created earlier, craft 3 lead magnet campaigns to grow our email list quickly and efficiently. The medium we will use will be video, and then tell it the medium you're going to use. Now, in this case, I didn't know what medium we were going to use just yet. So I kind of played around with it. I said the medium we will use will be video, either one video or a short series of videos, and a downloadable PDF of some kind. Another option could also be a short quiz or questionnaire that gives the user some feedback or a result about something that'd be valuable for them to learn or know. The lead magnet should have a big idea. Now, this is a key component of successful marketing campaigns. And so you should absolutely steal this bit of the prompt and add it into whatever prompts you're using to get better marketing messaging created by AI. Tell it that as part of the sales page or as part of the concept, this lead magnet should have a big idea. What's a big idea? A big idea is the one idea that drives all of your marketing. It determines the marketing hooks that are used to get ideal clients' attention and interest. It forms the logic behind the thesis in your marketing message, and it connects all the smaller supporting ideas together. Okay. Now, to come up with a big idea, you must start with marketing insight and consider things such as what are specific false beliefs in the niche or market that we could eliminate or replace with the training or insight in the lead magnet product? What could be a controversial or contrarian position we could take that changes the conversation in the market? Or what is a big epiphany that we are aware of that others in our market are not aware of? Okay. So by adding this into the prompt, I'm just priming the AI to give me some really, really juicy results here, okay, that are going to work marketing wise. The lead magnet should solve a high stakes problem for the client. This is important. When you're creating an effective lead magnet, you can't just solve any problem. You got to solve a high stakes problem. What's a high stakes problem? A high stakes problem is a problem that they have an emotional reaction to. It's a problem that possibly creates anxiety, worry, stress, frustration, or any other negative emotion that they strongly want to remedy as quickly as possible. So we don't want a lead magnet that just solves any problem. We want a lead magnet that focuses on a high stakes problem. The lead magnet should offer a bold promise of a specific outcome or result. That doesn't mean the outcome needs to be a big result. It just means that it needs to be important to the client. Okay. The lead magnet should also offer a solution that is quick and straightforward to consume. So what am I doing here? I'm not just telling AI to create a lead magnet for me. I'm telling it how to create an excellent lead magnet, because I know what an excellent lead magnet has. An excellent lead magnet has these components, right? It solves a high stakes problem. It's highly relevant to my ideal client. It offers a quick solution. So there's a quick result, okay? And most importantly, right here, the next piece of the prompt, most importantly, the lead magnet must be effective in pre-selling our customer acquisition offer, right? So if your lead magnet isn't supporting the sale of your offer, why are you even creating a lead magnet in the first place? The only reason to create a lead magnet is to generate that lead and then also to position and promote the next offer, right? So the lead magnet must be effective in pre-selling our customer acquisition offer. This means that the topic of the lead magnet should perfectly lead into our customer acquisition offer. So what is the context now that AI needs to understand? It needs to understand our customer acquisition offer. So I would most likely upload a PDF that describes our customer acquisition offer so that it understands what the offer is, or I would just put it here. Our offer is, and then describe what my customer acquisition offer is, okay? And now I'm going to give it the format for the output. Here's how I want you to output this information. When you craft each of these three ideas, be sure to include the title of the campaign or lead magnet, which is the product, the format of the delivery, a brief description of the product and how it will work, how will we deliver the product or big idea or outcome, the USP of this product, the problem or challenge it solves, the outcome, the bold promise, the shift or epiphany the ideal client will experience, and explain how the product will effectively pre-sell the customer acquisition offer. Okay? Now, this is a powerful prompt. And when you deliver this prompt, when you leverage a prompt like this with AI, the results that it gives you back are absolutely incredible. Okay? Because you've given it so much context, it has so much more understanding about what you're trying to accomplish. Now it can give you three really incredible lead magnet offers, and then you choose your offer, and it'll help you to actually design and develop that because it knows your ideal client, it knows your ultimate goal, where you're trying to lead them to, and it knows your details about your business and how you serve your clients. Okay. All right. Awesome. Good stuff. So if that brings up any questions, please put them in the chat. I see Goran is asking a question. Is it useful to input chat bots into using Chat GPT? Not exactly sure in the context that you're referring that to. Okay. Is it useful to input chat bots into using Chat GPT? I'm not sure. I mean, it's useful to use Chat GPT for your chat bots. Yes, it's useful to use chat bots, but I'm not sure what purpose you're trying to accomplish or what goal you're trying to accomplish with the chat bot. So if you could be a little more specific with the question, I might be able to better answer that. Okay. All right. So what I'm actually going to share with you guys is the sales page that I created. So have a look at this. This is the sales page that I created in 40 minutes a couple of weeks ago. Let me do it right here. Here, I'll share this screen here. And you can check this out. Please don't buy because it is actually set up to buy. But there's no course. I didn't actually create the course, okay? It's norbertonline.com/perfect pooch. Perfect pooch. So I use this just as an example. Imagine your puppy perfectly trained in just 30 days, no stress, no mess, just success. Transform your puppy's first 30 days into a lifetime of good habits with our easy to follow, results guaranteed training program. Click here to get the course. Fast track your puppy's training journey. Empower yourself with the tools to transform your puppy into the obedient, joyful companion you've always dreamed of in just 30 days. Dear new puppy owner, from the desk of Norbert Orlowitz. I'm pretending to be a puppy training expert here. Check this out. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the prospect of training your new furry friend, I want you to know you're not alone. Like you, many new puppy owners I've worked with over the past decade felt swamped by the challenge. They worried about finding the time, the right methods, and how to correct behaviors without stress or confusion. I've seen the frustration firsthand, the messes, the disobedience, and the seeming impossibility of balancing a busy life with effective puppy training. And I've been there too. Before I became a trainer, I struggled with my own puppy, feeling at my wit's end, wondering if I'd ever achieve that perfect bond I dreamed of. This is a feeling many of us can relate to. The desire for a well-behaved puppy without the overwhelming stress and mess that seems to come with it. Okay? Pretty good copy, right? What do you guys think? Let me know in the I did not write a word of this copy. So this is all unedited Chat GPT output. Okay? And if you guys have seen some of the crud that Chat GPT outputs sometimes when it comes to copy, it can be pretty bad, pretty awful. This is actually pretty good, right? This course is perfect for you. Ignore that. That needs to be deleted. You're not alone. This course is perfect for you if you are navigating the early days with a new puppy. Navigating the early days with a new puppy can often feel like a journey filled with obstacles and challenges. It's common to experience a mix of excitement and anxiety, wondering if you're equipped to mold your playful companion into the obedient, loving friend you've envisioned. If you're confronting these feelings, know that you're in good company. Lack of time and patience, mess and mayhem, behavioral concerns, information overload. Here's what you get. Module 1, get off to the right start. Module 2, navigating the crucial early days. Module 3, develop leadership skills. Module 4, 5, 6, testimonials, which I don't have yet. And everything you get when you enroll in the 30-day Puppy Parents Program to a Perfect Pooch. He came up with that title too, by the way. Here's everything you get. And it's ready to go. It even came up with these FAQ questions, which are perfect. Okay. All of this was done with AI. How did I do that? Do you guys want me to walk you through the video? It's about a 20-minute video. So what I did is I recorded myself creating this sales page. And then I sped it up. I just double sped it up and I cut out some of the, waiting time as you're waiting for outputs and stuff. And so basically I narrowed it down to a 20-minute video. And this is what I showed on the workshop on Sunday. So I could run through this and it basically walks you through all of the steps that I took to get this copy, which is pretty educational. So I think I'm going to run through this. I think it might be helpful for you guys, unless you guys have some other specific questions. But I think this example will be really helpful. And so what we're going to do now, in tomorrow's part 2 of the workshop. And again, if you guys missed the workshop, just register for our next one, digitalmentors.com/workshop. Our next one is on the 13th. We walk you through a process so that you can create your first offer, just like I did here with this puppy course. So the idea is you end that workshop, you have an idea for your first offer. You could theoretically create a sales page for that offer within a few days. I did it in 40 minutes. And then you come back to the part 2 of the training and we take this offer and now we're going to create a lead magnet for it to build your email list. We're going to write up an email sequence to promote it. And we're even going to create social media content to promote the course. Okay. And that's what I'm teaching on tomorrow's session, which is part 2 of the workshop. Okay. If you missed out, register for the workshop, digitalmentors.com/workshop. Next one is on the 13th. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video here. I've got to share my keynote. There it is right here. Okay, so I'll share this and I'll just walk you through this right here. So I'm going to play the video. Let's go full screen. I hope I can go full screen. Can I go full screen? Ooh, no, that's not going to work. Okay, I can't go full screen. That's fine. There we go. That's pretty much full screen. Okay, let's play the video. All right, so I'm using our irresistible offer worksheet template, and I'm copying the ideal client because I have to tell ChatGPT who my ideal client is. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm pasting that in there. My ideal client is a new puppy owner and all the details about my ideal client. And then I'm telling it what the outcome of the course is. That's always the first question that I ask you. With anything you're creating, what's the outcome? The course offer idea is a digital course that will help our ideal client teach their puppy in just 30 days so that they have a puppy they can be proud of, that is well-behaved, listens to their commands, doesn't drain their energy, isn't a strain on their family, and develops into the perfect pooch. So that is the outcome of the course. The problem, what is the problem that the course is solving? These are all elements to be able to craft an effective sales page. The problem is most new puppy owners have no idea what to do and how to teach their puppy in their first 30 days, and many bad habits are developed that become difficult to change. That's the problem. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to grab the outline. So I had an outline for the course. It's a 6-module outline. And so I'm just going to input the outline. This is the outline for the course modules and lessons. Boom. This is just going to give AI a lot of context around what this course is and what we want to sell, what we're going to be selling here. I'm just cleaning up the rest of the prompt. Some of this stuff is not necessary, so I'm just deleting some of this stuff from the prompt. You've got to customize these prompts to be relevant to what you're trying to do. And now I'm being clear with the task. So your first task is to write up a short brief. All I want right now is a short brief, a short paragraph, a description, a short brief of this offer. And it actually gave me a lot more than I needed. I just wanted the initial paragraph. But it gave me it just kind of reviewed what the course benefits are. It gave me the initial brief. It reviewed the course outline, which I'd already given it. So that was repetitive. And then it gave me the offer, which I use later on. I actually come back to that offer because it listed out 5 things that I could include as part of the offer to make it seem more valuable, which I thought was really valuable. I go back to that later at the end. So there's the brief. I'm copying and pasting this in my document. So I have this ready to access in my document. I'm just cleaning this up. All I wanted was this initial paragraph that just says what that just essentially describes what the course is. It's a 1-paragraph description of what this course is. Okay. Now I want a bold promise. What is the bold promise that we can make on the sales page for this course that will really resonate with our ideal client? So every good sales page has a bold promise, typically in the headline. Okay. So here's a bold promise that we got. And it's telling us what this bold promise is doing, what it's accomplishing. Transform your puppy in 30 days. Here's the bold promise. Do I need to pause it? Okay, that went a little fast. Sorry, guys, the video is going a little bit fast. All right, so now we're going to start working on the sales page. I'm just using a default template, one of the templates that we use for our sales pages inside of our DM Hub software. And we're just going to start working on the headline. So now that we've got a bold promise, now we can write up 5 powerful headlines. And I always have it give me 5 or 10 examples so that then I can choose. Write up 5 powerful headlines for the top of our sales page for this course. These headlines should use proven copywriting strategies, speak directly to our ideal client, and leverage the big promise in some way. Give me 5 variations on a powerful headline that will really get the attention of my ideal client. You guys are losing the share screen. I'm going to go back to the share screen window. There we go. Okay, so now it's giving me 5 different headlines. And I think I liked the first headline. Yeah, imagine your puppy perfectly trained in just 30 days, no stress, no mess, just success. Pretty good headline. Now we need a sub headline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the headline and I'm going to tell ChatGPT, okay, this is the headline that I used. I chose headline number 1. Now write up a sub headline that supports the headline on the sales page. And I'm going to give it a little bit more context. Highlight the benefits or the outcome or the problem solved, and give me 5 variations so I can choose the best one. And it did a great job on the sub headlines here as well. And I think I went with the 5th one. Transform your puppy's first 30 days into a lifetime of good habits with our easy to use, easy to follow, results guaranteed training program. Pretty punchy. Your next task for the sales page is to write up a section where we have a product image of the digital course. The text in this section requires a very short and punchy headline. So I'm telling it there's a section in the website that I want it to fit specific copy into. So I'm being very specific about the copy that I want it to write and how it's got to fit in here. The text in this section requires a very short and punchy headline, a single sentence highlighting benefits or the desired outcome or result the client will gain from the course, and then 4 short and punchy bullet points highlighting the clear benefits of enrolling in the course. Now, if I could give it an example of the kind of bullet point style, that would have been even better for the prompt. But I didn't. So this is what I got. These bullet points were a little bit long, so I did end up editing the bullet points. But other than that, I used the copy as it was, right? So I got my short and punchy headline at the top. I got a little sentence, and then I've got the bullet points. They gave me 4 really good bullet points. Again, what I did end up doing is just editing them down a little bit because they were a little bit long. Okay. And so I'm just working through the template of this sales page and filling in the elements of the template, the elements of copy, just with AI prompts and just getting ChatGPT to write up this entire sales page for me. So I came up with the concept of the course, and now I'm just getting ChatGPT to do my copywriting for me, right? Now you do need to understand some basics of copywriting, right? You need to understand that in order to create a good sales page, you need to be clear on the outcome, the ideal client, the problem you solved, the benefits, what they get, right? What's in the course. Okay, so now we get down to this section. This is sort of like a personal story from the creator of the course, the instructor, to the ideal client, right? So I was a little nervous with having AI write this up, but it did a really good job, again, because I gave it really good context. And it's already got all of this information that it understands about this course. Your next task is to write up a personal section of the sales page from myself, the course creator, addressed specifically to the new puppy owner. Now, this is where I gave it some details here. Share my personal experience. And then I made some edits here. Share my personal experience of working with new puppy owners and demonstrate the feel, felt, found principle in the story. Describe how I understand their challenges and their desires. And then share what I found. That what I found through my 10 years of experience working with new puppy owners. That puppy training doesn't have to be overwhelming, but can be an enjoyable and simple process that you can work into your daily life. End with a promise. End with a promise. Okay, so I just gave it some simple details and it did a phenomenal job with this. I pretty much used it word for word. Okay, so just deleted some of those sections, entered in this big section, and then obviously I've got to format it. Whenever you're writing a sales page, you want to have short sentences, you want to have white space, you want to bold or highlight those things that you want people to read as they skim the page. So always assume that somebody's just skimming the page. And so you want to bold and highlight, make to stand out those things that you want to make sure they read, right? So if I were just skimming through this page, I'd read, I've seen the frustration firsthand, the messes, the disobedience, and the impossibility of balancing a busy life. So that connects with the problems my ideal client has. This is a feeling many of us can relate to, social proof. Puppy training doesn't have to be overwhelming, challenging a false belief. What I found was that the key to successful puppy training lies in my solution, right? So there's some very key elements that are important in that copy. All right, down to the next section. You are not alone. And so look at the details that I give it here in this prompt. Your next task is to write up a section that will spotlight the problems, pain, challenges, and obstacles the ideal client is facing or fearing. This section starts with the sentence, "You are not alone." And then the headline, and there's a headline there that I just decided to stick with, "Are you feeling frustration and overwhelm?" So based on those two lines, your task is now to write up 4 bullet points that clearly describe the frustration, fears, challenges, and obstacles they are facing or dreading with their new puppy. And there we go. It gave me a little paragraph as a bonus, and then the 4 bullet points. So again, just some copy and paste here. And I didn't really do any editing to this. So I did kind of like that initial paragraph that it gave me. So I just duplicated that box of copy, threw in that paragraph, and then we went into the bullet points. And the bullet points were really good. A little bit of repetition from the earlier copy that we had earlier on in the page, which there's nothing wrong with repetition. So we outline the main problems that they're dealing with: lack of time and patience, mess and mayhem, behavioral concerns, and information overload. And then we need to tell them, what do they get? So that's the next question you got to answer. What do you get? Here's what you get. 6 modules. Here's the course. 27 bucks. You get access to all 6 modules today. And then we'll just edit out the little module piece here. So what I had was a module outline, but what I wanted was just like one sentence to describe each module. I didn't want to lay out modules and lessons, modules and lessons. I just wanted to have module, and then I wanted to have a sentence that describes that module. So what I did is I said, listen, your next task is to take my 6 module outline, and I want you to write up a section explaining what they get in the course. For each module, write up a single sentence that describes what they will learn and what they will gain. That's the benefit, what they will gain from each module. Make it succinct, clear, and very appealing. So what you get in the course, and there we go. I forgot to actually paste in the outline. I didn't know if that would change the output, so I wanted to make sure that I actually gave it that outline one more time, just to make sure that it was going to be accurate to that outline. So I pasted in the outline, and there we go. It gave me some really good sentences. So there's the welcome module, get off to the right start. Module 2, navigating those crucial early days. Basic leadership skills for module 3. Module 4, achieve a clean home. Module 5. So I needed to add a 6th module because there's 6 modules here. Module 5, command with confidence, and then module 6 was master stress-free walking. There we go. A little bit of bold and underline just to make it stand out. Easier to read. Now we've outlined clearly what they get in the course. That part of the sales page is done. We have a space for testimonials once we get those from our initial clients. And then we go into the final section here, which is everything you get when you enroll in this course. The 30-day puppy parents program to a perfect pooch. Get that image in there. And then this is where I went back to the original prompt that I did because it gave me these 5 components for the offer that I could value and really pump up the value of this course. So it did a really great job on that. And so I just decided to use that. So the first thing is they get full access to all the course modules. Then they get downloadable resources and checklists. They get exclusive access to a community of fellow puppy owners. They get ongoing email support for 30 days for the duration of the course. I thought that was cool. That was a nice value add. And then the last one was the 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So I just added some perceived values to those components, gave me a total value. Regular price, $97. Special pre-launch price, $27. And we're almost done. We're down to the bottom of the page, which is just the FAQ. And AI is perfect to deal with this task. Again, watch how specific I was with the way I asked it. Your next task is to write up the FAQ section. You need to write up 5 frequently asked questions that someone would ask support about this course that we can answer right here on the sales page to reduce buying resistance and wasted time contacting support. Write out the top 5 FAQs a potential buyer might have and provide the answers. And it did an excellent job with that. What if I have no prior experience in puppy training? How much time will I need to dedicate to the course? Is the course suitable for all puppy breeds? Can I still benefit if my puppy is older than 6 months old? Excellent FAQ questions to add to the bottom of the sales page, okay? And that's essentially it. That was the whole process. After that, I just go through the steps of connecting the course, the product inside of the software to the sales page, creating the order page, and that's about it. Oops, hold on, I'm clicking on the wrong things here. So I'm going to stop screen there, and I'll show you guys again that the final sales page. Right here. Okay, so this is what you see with the final sales page. And as you can see, it's all set up. The order page is all set up, ready to take an order, ready to process payment. Okay, and that was literally done in 40 minutes. So this whole task of creating sales pages now, creating lead magnets, creating email copy, all these things that used to take us so much time and used to be such a frustration and such a headache. If you do the preliminary work, if you do the proper planning work, and you get clarity on certain important elements of your offer, right? So what did we talk about? With a course, with an offer that you're selling, you need to know who you're speaking to, who your ideal client is. You need to know what problem are you solving? What is the outcome that you're delivering, right? What is the promise that you can make to the client? What are they going to get? What are they going to learn? What does your solution involve, right? What are the questions that they might have? What are the objections that they might have? What are the benefits that they're going to gain? If you have some of these basic elements, you can feed those into AI and then get really good output that you can absolutely use. Okay. Awesome stuff, guys. We're getting close to the top of the hour. So I just wanted to share with you guys some ways that we're using AI ourselves and teaching our clients how to leverage AI to be able to move through this process a little bit quicker, and to improve some of the skill sets that you might still be developing, right? So writing for me, I'm a pretty good copywriter. I very much understand marketing, direct response marketing, but it takes me a long time to write copy. I used to hate writing sales pages and even just writing emails because it would take me a long time to formulate my ideas and then write it down and get it on paper. It would just take me a long time. There's no way I would ever be able to create a sales page like this. I mean, this probably would have taken me 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to write myself. And I did it in 40 minutes because I had the elements, the components. I was able to give it to AI. I had a template, and then boom, 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 the sales page is done. Okay. So now we can take this, and now we can get the lead magnet. We can get the email series. We can get the social media campaigns. And this is where it gets to be really fun because you can move so much faster through ideation, through creation, and then through promotion and marketing. All right. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you for being here on another episode of the Ask a Digital Mentor live stream. We've got some guests that we're going to be bringing on in the next few sessions. I believe next session, I'm still going to be solo. I might bring on one of our co-founders to join me as well. The call tomorrow, Goran, is probably going to be, I'm going to say 2 to 3 hours. I think it's scheduled for 2 hours, but with the way I train, it could go about 3 hours. So make time for 3 hours, Goran, so you can get the best of it. It will be recorded, so you guys that registered for the workshop, you will get access to the recording as well. But do try to show up there live for sure. And if you want to get access to that, guys, register for our next workshop, April 13th, digitalmentors.com/workshop. And join us next Wednesday for another live stream. And like I said, with the next Wednesdays in April, we've got a few pretty awesome guests that we've got scheduled to join us on these live streams. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and get this out there. We're really excited to grow the audience and the viewership on this live stream and eventually launch this as a podcast as well. So guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for engaging. And we will see you next Wednesday. Take care, everyone.